Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mansillon, artist and spiritualist. I come to greet you today. I'm going to talk about spirituality, but also about astrology, cosmic events that are going on. We're entire a very powerful portals. Those who are not sensitive to spirituality or astrology will pass through those energies, but less consciously. And so we are 2 days away from, one day away from this pink super moon. It's a very powerful portal. So it's very powerful now, and it will continue to be very powerful for the next 7 days and beyond. There is a whole recalibration of all kinds of energies. Mercury stands still right now and is moving forward, and Venus finally moved forward today. And I woke up with a great deal of sense of peace and serenity. It was quite wonderful because we're moving towards greener pasture and we are going total change. And it's like for now we're learning to return to the 0 point, so we can co-create at every moment from the wisdom of our soul with in co-creation with the source. It is like life is a blank canvas all the time. There is no past. There is just this co-creation. What are we creating? Because during this portal, the power of manifestation, our thoughts, is greatly increased. So negative thoughts will manifest just as positive thoughts. So think good thoughts during those times. Be careful, huh? But be prudent in relationship to what you project into the quantum field. For we should be very happy that we finally we released and transmuted so much heavy loads. We did a lot of work in the past years, decades, for the most part. There is another very powerful influence during this full moon is that there is a direct connection with the planet Chiron. Chiron will create a deep cellular healing because it's in conjunction with the sun, which is, for me, it's a major planet. It was the conjunction with my sun when I was born, and it's the most important probably planet in the whole solar system for me. Chiron is the wounded healer. I will show you the wounds in order to heal them. So all kinds of things can happen. Just do not blame yourself. Just pass through it, whatever you feel. Do not judge yourself. And Chiron will really assist us. It's a very powerful planet, enlightened planet that is fast, that is a planet of healing, a planet of teaching, and a very enlightened place. And enjoy connecting with it. For right now, we need to secure the ship. In case there is a storm, when there is a storm, you want to secure the ship, and to traverse this pre-moon portal. Because there is such an increased power of manifestation, it's very important to focalize on good thoughts. I'm sorry to repeat myself, but so it's about acquiring mental precision, about our focal points as the gateway of open, because there is a quantum recalibration and the deep cellular healing. And for that, it's good to favor all ceremonies that have to do with water. Or if you're indoor, you can use little candles. But to favor water, all that is based on the water will just assist the cleansing and the motion of things. Bless all the water with your intention always. You can also use with clear crystals to help. And it is a good time to work with nature and the plant kingdom and the elemental and the Devic. They're really sensitive to work more with us in the closer communications, just as the nature spirit and the magic kingdoms of the fairies and such will be much more accessible. There is an acceleration or a compression of the timeline. It's like a great cosmic initiation, glorious time, very powerful time. Just be happy. We should be grateful. Continue to cultivate gratitude regardless, because gratitude is like will open the door for so much more. And it is a turning point. For our DNA is being activated. It is a multi-dimensional library, and the source code are being activated. There's all kind of dormant potential within our DNA that is being activated to bring us to the point where we're going to become the Homo luminous, the enlightenment. And so trust your higher self and your guides to supervise the process, and trust that your cells, they know what to do. Even if you feel all kinds of bizarre happening, it can manifest in so many different ways. It's all tailor-made. Everything is tailor-made for us. Each and every one of us is very individual through that process, but we all led to find new levels of sovereignty, realigning with a higher spectrum of light, the polychromatic light, which is the full spectrum of 12 rather than 7 light rays, to have 12 light rays to see the crisp light. And Our pineal gland is being activated also, which is a receptive gland inside the brain. Both of our brain, positive and intuitive and logical, have to be fully active in order to activate the cerebellum, so that we can get access to our psychic powers. There is a whole a new architecture and transformation that is going on within. We have to trust the process. It's going to be like sometimes you're going to realize that you know things without having to learn. It's like it's and but the power of manifestations will also mean a lot of responsibility. So just stay focused on what you want, really. And pull a few cards and discuss a few more ideas. Also, the meditation will become more bright, more enlightened, more feel more connected. So just the observer of the day, the card of the day is the exchange of gift. It's a gracious exchange of energy. Life has to be a gracious exchange of energy, whether it is between you and the invisible world, your soul, your creator, heaven, or with others as well. It has to be balanced. It has to be gracious, and understanding that when we communicate in the mind and in the physical plane, there is time and space that separate people and things. It's not the way it is. But in the heart, there is no separation. The heart knows no separation. You can communicate beyond time and space to any beings from the heart. All the beings that are already in the heart will receive your message instantly. Those who are not living in their heart will take a little bit longer, but they will get the message eventually. So the higher wisdom is imagination. Continue to cultivate your sense of imagination and see to flow with whatever you receive, the guidance you receive. What needs to be understood is the yin, is to allow things to unfold naturally, not to force things, just to allow it to unfold. Things will come to you, they come to us when we're actually ready. What we need to do is is the happy circumstances, the unexpected event, the blessings, the miracles. We are in a receptive mode, and the outcome is the house cleaning. It's a major house cleaning. We are releasing so much through that process. But there is a deep cellular healing that will be happening. So just continue to follow your heart. I want to discuss two ideas that are, one of them is about the planetary vortices. There is all the pyramids are starting to be activated. There is a whole network of pyramids that were installed by extraterrestrial civilization all around the world and under the water. And we all have personal, through the heart, we can communicate with all those. We don't need to be physically present to communicate or to receive the energy or to utilize those sites. Personally, I have certain sites that I use, like in Paris, I have the obelisk of the Concorde. The Eiffel Tower is not fully activated. I couldn't activate it fully. It will be in time, and then the Arc de Triomphe, l'étoile will be is for later, but those are personal. Then there is the pyramid in the Louvre, but when I was there, Spirit says, forget about this one, just use the one in Egypt and the one in Gizeh. So it's like those pyramids are very, very powerful energy catalysts. They're also they hold the Akash as well, and all those networks are being activated around the world, and as the Giza pyramid are activated, all the other ones are being activated, and we're participating in their activation as we send energy to them. Just as many other sacred sites and vortices, all of those were placed on the ley lines, on energy, powerful energy, fluid energy of the surface planet, and they were hijacked for a long time, utilized by the dark forces, but now they've been removed. Now we need to reappropriate those energies to utilize it for good. For the old vestige of ancient civilizations, and we connected to them on a cellular level, on the inner level. There is also, as we're going to come to realize and learn to utilize, the 9 sacred crystals of Atlantis. Before the final fall of Atlantis, 9 sacred crystals were able to be saved, preserved by a group of beings, humanoid blue beings from Sirius. They were the guardian of those technology. We sang them with some greetings, and they placed them under the earth at very specific locations. They were all placed in sacred place under the earth at certain places. For we know where they are, but you don't really need to know. You need when it's the time, we'll be able to draw the energy and the information from the unity collective connected crystalline field. For there is many of those crystals are very, very powerful. They're very sacred. They come from Arcturus for the most part, like the blue crystal of knowledge, the emerald crystal of healing, the wisdom crystal of thought, the arc crystal, the platinum arc crystals, the anti-gravity crystals. There is all kinds of. Once we will be able to connect to those sacred crystals, we'll be able to draw the energies. But even small crystals can assist you in guiding you towards connecting to larger crystals, because you know when you work with a crystal, it is always still connected to the block of crystal inside the earth where it came from. For a lot of crystals, another little clue that could be interesting to understand how to work crystal works is that the Arcturians are specialists in genetic crystal programmation, and so they are the experts, so to speak. And so what they did is, like when they had the second moon of Atlantis, which was a magnificent crystal in orbit of the Earth that regulated all the other crystals of Atlantis. These crystals were actually a piece of a much larger crystal that was placed near the galactic center, that received the direct light from the great central sun of our galaxy. And then they removed this little piece, which was big in relationship to the Earth, but and then they placed it around the Earth. So this little crystals that was around the Earth was always connected directly from the great central sun. Eventually, there was a group on Atlantis that was negatively polarized, known the Aryans, that manipulated the political process so they could gain understanding on how those things work. And as soon as they could figure it out, they tried to use this crystal as a weapon, which destroyed the whole fire crystal. Everything blew up, and that's what created the final fall of Atlantis. But all of those stories were returned to the consciousness. I also want to talk about Max. Well, the crystal skull of Atlantis. There is a lot of fantasies about that. And in reality, only 3 of them survive, maybe 4. And I only know one of them. It's Max, because those are not weapons. They are, regardless of the fantasies that humans can have, the energy storage, the data storage, artificial intelligence that hold all the keys and codes and mysteries and histories and destinies. Well, they're not destiny necessarily, but the history of old civilization. It's like everything was stored within those 12 sacred skulls, and Max is the 13th one. He possessed the knowledge of all the 12 others. But since so many has been destroyed, Max had to be protected. So he was elevated in the 5th dimension, and to be protected from the greed and cupidity of the brutality of human beings. And still a bit primitive. There is still powers, people that are a little power driven. And so I'm not criticizing, I'm just explaining why it had to be protected and moved into the ethers. And so Max possessed all the knowledge of all the histories, of all the civilizations, the original codes of the human beings, and all its potential as Homo galacticus. And so if you want to contact Max, I'm just just give you a key. Those are Arcturian technology once again. So you just ask to see Max, and you will probably meet some Arcturians that are protecting him. If they let you pass, that means you allow. If they don't let you pass, it means you're not ready. But if you let you pass, they'll let you pass, and then you will see this beautiful crystal skull. At which point, what you do is you place your head inside the skull. And you ask Max to download into your body, to download into your consciousness, into your energy field, all the information that are pertinent for you at the moment where you're doing this exercise. So we thank Max, then you remove yourself, you thank him, You thank the Arcturians for letting you pass, and then you return into your physicality. Just a little exercise if you care, if you haven't done it yet, or if you. But do not worry if you feel it, if you don't feel it, if it happens, if it doesn't happen. Those things will be eventually much more. Available as we our consciousness grow. I wanted to talk also a bit about esoteric practices, esoterical science, which is the Buddha revealed much of that. It's all about internal alchemistry. Ultimately, it's about the union of the soul and the astral body. Once the soul and the astral body are united, there is the ascension is inevitable. But for that, we need to dominate our senses. Our senses are like children; they can be very undisciplined, and so we do not want our senses to dominate us. And there is a technique that. Called esoterical art that is like a shortcut that accelerates the process. It is about utilizing the water kidney to send the seminal energy upwards through the spine. Then it meets and transmutes into vital energy flow that sublimates itself into spiritual energy. So it's like it's a form of tantra, and so those through the breath. So sometimes it can be it can be surprising the effect, and eventually it activates the kundalini, this enormous stake. It's like whoa! I've had contact with him. I haven't really been able to utilize it to its full potential, but it's really what will eventually activate this kundalini. For the water kidney is really a kidney that sends this energy, this sexual energy upward through the spine up to the brain, and you create cosmic orgasm eventually. When it's reached those higher points, where the fire kidney is used for reproduction. But those are practices, and the esoterical practices. It's just about calming the breath, and the breath carries the energies upwards. And so it's about mobilizing the spiritual and the seminal energy to transmute it into vital energy that sublimate into spiritual energy, and then they become like three flowers of light, and opens the crown, and then we are free from physicality. Although it's the physical is just then it becomes just a place when we can go in and out of our body. Our soul and astral body are able to do. Once they fuse, there is no more soul or astral body. There is like just you. The unification happened. But it's a long process. I've discovered that decades and decades ago. I've had countless experiences in relationship to that, but I haven't completed this process yet. So I'm just still enjoying each step, so to speak. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I've discussed some things that may be a bit complex, but take whatever resonates with you. Be prepared. Know that right now what you ask will manifest. So just be very sharp and precise, and in relationship to your prayer and your desires and what you call on to you into reality. We're getting this power. It's power of potential. The card of the day is potential. There is so much that is potential. What we need, the higher wisdom, is change. So there is great change that is coming, but we need to change. If we resist the change, it will take longer. What we need to understand is stillness, to return to the 0 point of stillness often, to co-create from that stillness. What we need to do is stand still. It's like, yeah, really. So during those pre-moon full moon, before this full moon in the next couple of days, just it's good to take the time to return to center, and to not get agitated or dispersing our energy. And the outcome is success. So there is great success that is coming, manifested success. So it's going to be quite wonderful. I thank you so very much for not forgetting to subscribe, to like, for your likes. Thank you very much for sharing also, and for your comments. I always enjoy them. I thank you for your donations. If you want a private session, I will be able to do a few more of that. And I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful full moon if I don't come back before then, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.